What if I told you that the All Blacks just finished a Rugby Championship where they beat more defenders than any other team, yet simultaneously gained the fewest meters and made the fewest clean breaks? Does that sound like an All Blacks team to you? We look at the table, we see second place, tied on points with the world champions. 4 wins, 2 losses. It looks respectable, but the numbers tell a different story. The 2025 Rugby Championship data reveals an All Blacks side caught in a statistical paradox. A team relying on individual brilliance to mask fundamental structural flaws. It raises a crucial question. Is the attacking structure failing the talent on the field? If you think this team is ready for the Northern Tour, the data suggests there's lots of room to improve. Today, you and I are going to imagine in our mind's eye that we're stepping into the war room with Razor and his coaching staff. We are ripping off the plasters and exposing the uncomfortable truths hidden deep in the stats and the trends and the depth chart. This is the analysis the mainstream pundits missed, and it starts now. Welcome back to Rugby from the Stands. This is part 3 of our 4-part deep dive into the 2025 Rugby Championship. We've already dissected Los Pumas, and if you missed the Wallabies episode, you really need to go back and watch it. We uncovered some fascinating trends in Joe Schmidt's approach, and honestly, the analysis and the editing is some of my best work yet. But today, we'll be doing an in-depth performance analysis for the All Blacks. We are the performance analysts that Razor has hired. Razor and his team are across the table. They want the unvarnished truth. We are going to go beyond the aggregate numbers to look at the trends across the 6 tests, the impact of key players, and the vulnerabilities that the North will be eager to exploit. If you appreciate this level of detail, if you want rugby analysis that respects your intelligence, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe right now. It ensures you don't miss the final part of this series. Let's get into the war room. All right, Razor and respected coaches, the top level overview of the performance in the TRC is second place, 19 points, but a points differential of just 8. We scored 21 tries and conceded 21, a net 0 try difference. But this tournament wasn't consistent. It was a roller coaster with 3 distinct phases. Phase 1, the Argentina wobble. A clinical win followed by a disciplinary disaster, 5 yellow cards in 2 games, and a loss in round 2. Then came phase 2, the South African reality check. A gritty win at Eden Park, followed by our lowest point, the 43-10 hammering in Wellington. Phase 3, the Bledisloe stabilization. 2 solid wins against Australia, where the team stabilized and discipline improved dramatically. But the gap between the All Blacks' best and worst performances are vast. And this inconsistency points to 3 critical red flags we must address before November. The first, we have an attacking identity crisis. We're not playing dominant rugby. We ranked 4th, dead last in meters gained, only 1,900 meters. Dead last in carries, just 646. And dead last in clean breaks, just 25. South Africa nearly doubled our clean breaks with 48. Second, the defensive overload. I think this is the most critical insight of the entire tournament. Razor, we are playing far too much rugby without the ball. The All Blacks made 932 tackles this tournament. That's the highest in the competition. The Springboks made nearly 300 fewer tackles than us. This is unsustainable fatigue. Third, the physicality deficit. The data shows a worrying lack of physicality in the collision zone when facing elite power, leading to catastrophic defensive collapses when the pressure came on. The bottom line, Razor, we are working incredibly hard for minimal return, and when the pressure mounts, we fracture. Let's drill down into the attacking paradox, because it's the most crucial insight for the coaching staff. How can we be last in meters, carries, and breaks, but first in defenders beaten? This strongly suggests that the players are executing their roles, but the structure, the attacking system is flawed. It means players like Will Jordan with 18 defenders beaten and Adi Savea with 16 defenders beaten are winning their initial contacts. The individual talent is absolutely world-class. They're doing their job. But if you beat a defender and don't make a clean break, it means you're immediately engulfed by the cover defense. The data tells us isolation. Our runners are isolated. The support play, the hallmark of All Blacks rugby, seems absent. The linkage play is fractured. We are winning the collision but losing the space. The statistics for offloads reinforces this. Only 33 offloads in the entire tournament. Dead last. We aren't challenging the defense in the tackle. We are accepting the contact because the confidence in the support structure is lacking. We're relying on moments of magic rather than a system that generates momentum. The attacking system is not generating the space that this talent deserves. This leads directly to the defense and the physical toll of the campaign. As I mentioned, the All Blacks made 932 tackles, the most in the tournament. Think about that. The team with the fewest carries made the most tackles. This means the All Blacks spent a disproportionate amount of time without the ball. It points to failures in exit strategies, an inability to win the collision zone, and an inability to control the flow of the game. It's a recipe for fatigue, and eventually the dam will break. And break it did. We saw two catastrophic defensive failures directly linked to losing the physical battle. Look at the losses. In the round 2 loss to Argentina, the Pumas dominated post-contact meters, 392 meters to 154. We missed 40 tackles. Now, some could argue that, look, we had 3 yellow cards. We played 20 minutes with just 14 players. Fair enough. But then you look at the blowout loss to South Africa in round 4. They dominated post-contact meters, 387 meters to 219. And we missed 46 tackles. 46 tackles. The tackle completion rate dropped to a dismal 71%. And we had 15 players on the pitch. When a team misses that many tackles, it's not just individual errors. It's systemic failure under duress. It means the defensive alignment is fractured. Players are making poor reads under fatigue, and the scramble defense is too slow. When the All Blacks defensive system is put under extreme, sustained physical pressure, it fractures badly. So coaches, you need to really address the resilience of this structure because currently it's too brittle. Now, let's address the set piece. The data says the All Blacks had a 94% scrum win rate. On paper, that's excellent. In reality, it's a smokescreen. That stat only means we retained our own ball. It doesn't measure the quality of the ball or the pressure conceded. In the tests against South Africa at both Eden Park and the Cape Town, the All Black scrum was demolished at times. Tyrell Lomax and Tamaiti Williams were clearly underdone coming back from injury during those middle rounds. When faced with the sheer power of Oxenshire, Wilco Lowe, and Thomas du Toit, they were exposed. Yes, Tamaiti Williams improved significantly against the Wallabies, showing his potential, but the vulnerability against a truly world-class, powerful pack remains a major concern for the Northern Tour. The line-out too showed massive variability. Overall, it was 85.1%. It was a weapon against Argentina in the first game, where we had 100% success. But look at the Wellington massacre against the Box in round 4. The line-out operated at just 69%. And when Brodie McAllister came on in the second half, our line-out was in shambles. The set piece is functional overall, but fragile against elite power. So, we're deep into the analysis. If you're getting value from this breakdown and appreciate the detailed statistical insights, please take a second to like this video and make sure you're subscribed to Rugby from the Stands. And remember to check out the Argentina and Australia episodes we've already released. Now, back to the war room with Razor and the coaching staff. If we only looked at the tournament total, 5 yellow cards, the most in the competition, we'd say discipline is a crisis. But we have to look at the trend. This is where the coaching staff deserves credit. All 5 yellow cards occurred in the first 2 rounds against Argentina, 3 in the round 2 loss alone. In the final 4 rounds, 2 tests against the Box and 2 against the Wallabies, the All Blacks conceded 0 yellow cards. This is a massive positive. It shows the coaching staff identified a critical issue and rectified it immediately. They maintained composure through the Bledisloe series. The discipline issue, which looked dire after round 2, was addressed effectively. While discipline improved, this tournament exposed some serious depth concerns, but also unearthed some gems. The spine of the team is vulnerable. At hooker, Cody Taylor and Samisoni Taukei'aho are elite, but there is a significant drop-off after them. At halfback, we have the Roigard effect. When Cam Roigard is on the field, the All Blacks are a different animal. The tempo, the threat, the speed of service, it's night and day. When he's off, the attack loses its dynamism and the threat is nullified. And the biggest concern, first 5. With Body injured, the reliance on Damian McKenzie is huge. What happens if he goes down? Our third option, Ruben Love didn't get any opportunities at 10. This is a massive risk heading into November. But let's look at the successes. Quinn Tupaia. His performance, particularly in the last game he started, was incredible. He seems to have locked down that 13 jersey. Leroy Carter, on the wing, looks like a genuine find. He's a lock-in at 14 and a potential Rookie of the Year. And I like the look of Leicester Fainga Nuku at 11. He brings a physical edge that balances the back three nicely. The talent is there, but the depth in the pivotal positions, hooker, halfback, and first five, is the biggest strategic concern. So, we're summarizing this for you, Razor, and your team before you guys fly north. What are the key action points? Number 1, fix the attacking linkage and support play. Coach, the priority is converting pressure into points. We must improve the support play. Players are winning the collisions, first in defenders beaten, and then getting isolated, fourth in clean breaks. The focus needs to be on the speed of the second and third arriving players. We need to turn those half breaks into full breaks. We also need to see the offload count, currently just 33, increase significantly. The structure must maximize the talent. Number 2, collision dominance and defensive resilience. We must address the physical deficit highlighted by the post-contact meters in the losses and the scrum fragility against the box. We have to win the collisions. Defensively, we must address the catastrophic collapses. Missing 40-plus tackles cannot happen against Ireland or England. We need to improve our defensive system under fatigue and heavy physical pressure. Number 3, we really need to reduce the workload via territory and possession. This means refining the exit strategies and improving ball retention. We cannot afford to invite the big northern packs to constantly attack us. We need to control the tempo, ensuring the system functions even when key players like Roigard are off the field. Number 4, address the pivotal depth. The reliance on the starting spine is too high. The backups need exposure, particularly Love at 10, before a crisis hits in the north. Okay, Razor, coaches, it's time for the report card. In this series, we gave Argentina a C, we gave the Wallabies a B-. For the All Blacks, the standards are high. 4 wins and finishing joint top on points is respectable. Fixing the discipline issue mid-tournament was excellent. But the underlying metrics, the structural flaws in attack, the fragility against power, and the zero-try differential are major concerns. We're giving this campaign a B-. It's a pass, but it acknowledges that while the results were solid, the underlying performance was inconsistent and not championship caliber. And frankly, Razor, you were very close to a C+. There's significant work to be done before November. The 2025 Rugby Championship was a reality check. The data shows a team with immense talent but significant structural issues and worrying inconsistency. The Northern Tour is now critical, not just for results, but for seeing tangible improvements in these key areas. What do you think? Are you worried about the depth at 9 and 10? Do you think the attacking structure is failing the players? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Next episode is the final episode of our TRC deep dive, and we are taking on the champions, the Springboks. South Africa finished top with incredible attacking stats. But did they display any weaknesses? We'll be heading into the war room with Rassie Erasmus and his coaching staff. And you and I will be telling him face-to-face exactly what the data reveals about their performance and how they balance that explosive attack with areas for improvement. You do not want to miss it. So please, if you enjoyed this analysis, hit that like button, subscribe to Rugby from the Stands, and make sure your notifications are on. Thanks for joining me in the analyst chair. I'll see you next time.